The Cleveland Browns are not a good, talented team. And I think the only focus should be is evaluating all talent that you have on your roster now. And that's including Shedeur Sanders. Now, those plays that transpired into interceptions. The first play was a tip pass. Tip passes happen no matter what the quarterback is. The ball was being thrown or attempted to be thrown to a specific receiver where that's where the defense indicated the ball to go to. You throw the ball, it gets tipped, it gets picked. Okay, can't do nothing about it. It's all within the game. The next interception goes to Jerry Jeudy.
Hit him in the numbers.
Which goes back to my point. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are a talented football team. So we still have to figure out who's going to be on this roster moving forward next year as we evaluate our roster top to bottom. The third interception was probably a rookie mistake or the worst interception of them all because it was a levels kind of combination where Shedeur just got greedy. That play cannot happen.
Levels explain.
The weakness in cover three, it's a three-high secondary where you got a single high safety, cornerbacks playing deep third. Okay, cool. You take a receiver, you run him, the cornerback out. The soft spot should be in the area where you may run a corner route or you may run a deeper out route. That's what they did. They had flat control and they were reading the hook curl defender and he can't be right. Well, Shedeur made him right by forcing the ball that did not need to be forced. Just take your flat control receiver and then just live to fight another day. Now, those type of plays will happen with young players. You understand that. We understand that. Everybody gives young players grace. That just comes with reps. Now, what cannot happen, you cannot keep making these same mistakes. Now, Shedeur may say, hey, I've been in this situation as a quarterback. He's like, yo, we need a play to be had.
Correct.
I have to force the football just to get something going, but you don't have the roster to do that. You have chunk plays to be had, but methodical drives typically challenge a defense or the defense challenges the offense to say, hey, are you going to keep taking this flat route? Are you going to keep taking this check down? Are you going to keep taking this drag? We're not going to give up the big play, and the Chicago Bears obviously did not, given the result of those type of plays. But at the end of the day, man, Shedeur is a player just like most young players that needs reps to keep figuring it out how this league works. It's different than college. Once a team has film on you, they're going to study you inside and out, lab rat style, to make sure that what you want to do, we're going to take that away. And that's what the Chicago Bears did.
Smith Sr. says Shedeur Sanders has been getting less plays than Deshaun as he's slower to get the plays going. Smitty says, I've heard that sometimes Shedeur not running the same amount of plays because he gets the play in faster. He has to get the guys lined up. He's a little bit slower on that. Ocho, go to you first. What you thinking? Does that make sense?
I mean, listen. I mean, when it comes to Smitty, I mean, his credibility, and with the people.
There's a small detail buried inside a recent conversation about Shedeur Sanders that most people are going to scroll right past. But if you actually stop and look at it, it changes the entire way you should be watching his rookie season. Because the question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders has talent. Nobody serious is debating that anymore. The real question is this. Why is he getting fewer snaps than Dillon Gabriel? And is that actually a red flag? Or is everyone panicking over nothing? Stick around, because the answer isn't as simple as it sounds.
In general, so there's probably some truth to it in general, but that's something that's fixable. That's something that can be corrected. Obviously, that's the point of having practice. Get the plays in, being able to call them fast, and being able to make sure everybody's set up right before you go through your cadence, before you go through reading your progression of your defense, making your points and whatever you need to do once you, as a quarterback, once you get to the line of scrimmage, just tell, all it is telling the quarterback, listen, we need you to speed up a little bit. Obviously, the 24 o'clock, they have the 24 o'clock running in practice to kind of gauge where you are when plays are coming in. Obviously, and it's also on the offensive coordinator to be able to get the plays in fast enough.
Yes, my point.
So, all of that collectively, it intertwines between coach and player, and not just Shedeur.
Here's where this starts. According to Steve Smith Sr., Shedeur Sanders has been getting fewer offensive plays than Dillon Gabriel in Cleveland. And the reason, as Smith described it, isn't about arm talent or accuracy or decision-making under pressure. It's about speed. Not physical speed, operational speed. Smith's explanation was that Shedeur has been slower getting plays called and the offense lined up at the line of scrimmage compared to Gabriel. That's it. That's the whole thing driving snap counts right now. Now, on the surface, that might sound alarming. A rookie quarterback already falling behind in a competition before he's even had a real shot to separate himself? That's the kind of headline that gets clicks. But hold on, because when you actually dig into what that means on an NFL field, the story gets a lot more complicated and a lot more human. This is where Nightcap's hosts Unc and Ocho broke it down in a way that most fans never think about. Getting a play in isn't just about a quarterback hearing words in his helmet and repeating them. It's about communicating that play to 10 other grown men, getting them lined up correctly, checking the defensive front, deciding whether to audible, and doing all of that before a play clock that's ticking down from around 25 seconds. Miss that window by even a few seconds, and everything after it becomes a scramble. Rushed cadences, late motions, no time to actually process what the defense is showing you. Ocho put it bluntly, the ability to get everyone set early isn't a luxury, it's what gives a quarterback the room to actually see the field, make adjustments, and play the position the way it's supposed to be played, instead of just reacting. And that's the piece that changes everything about how you should be interpreting this reps conversation. Because this isn't a talent gap, it's a timing gap, and timing gaps get fixed with something very specific: repetition. Here's where it gets interesting. Steve Smith Sr.'s explanation wasn't framed as an indictment of Shedeur Sanders. It was framed as a mechanical, coachable issue, something both Unc and Ocho agreed could be fixed through more practice reps, not something that reflects poorly on his football IQ or his future.
Trying to be perfect. And the thing is, it's like most quarterbacks, they feel they can go in there and play the game, be free. He knows he can't make mistakes. It's hard playing like that.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard when you're undermanned, and you know if you make a mistake, Ocho, that might be the difference in Joe. That might be the difference in you. Hell, you might not see the field again.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But
And
that's a tough position to be in. You definitely got to get the plays in because that clock starts. And if they're slow getting the ball in, you're like, if you notice, like Mahomes, as soon as somebody get tackled, he over there doing this right here. Come on, give it to me now, damn.
So think about the irony sitting inside this story. Shedeur Sanders is reportedly losing reps in a quarterback competition specifically because he needs more reps to speed up his process. It's almost a loop. The very thing that would fix the problem is the thing he's not getting as much of. That's not a scandal. That's not proof the Browns are giving up on him. But it is a legitimate tension worth sitting with because it means his development timeline is tied directly to opportunity, and opportunity right now appears to be limited. Now, zoom out to the bigger picture. Both hosts acknowledge something that's easy to forget when you're watching a rookie quarterback battle unfold in real time: the pressure of playing under a microscope every single day against another quarterback fighting for the exact same job. Ocho pointed out that most young quarterbacks want to feel free to play loose, but when every mistake could cost you reps, or worse, cost you your shot at the starting job, that freedom disappears. You start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. That context matters here. This isn't Shedeur Sanders struggling against NFL defenses. This is Shedeur Sanders trying to build rhythm and command inside a pressure cooker where every rep is being measured against a direct competitor. And according to Unc, that's not unique to Shedeur. It's the process almost every young quarterback goes through, and one that tends to improve as the season goes on and the reps start piling up. But here's the detail that gets buried underneath the tempo conversation, and it's arguably the most important part of this entire story. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just a name on a depth chart in Cleveland last season. According to both hosts, when he actually got on the field, he played well, genuinely well. He was, in their words, one of the true bright spots on that Browns roster, someone fans wanted to watch, someone who made an impact when given the opportunity. That's not a small thing to gloss over. This isn't a player who's shown nothing and is now being talked about generously out of hope. This is a player with actual on-field production already on tape, now dealing with a mechanical, fixable issue in a competitive quarterback room. Those two facts sitting next to each other tell a very different story than the headline alone. There's another layer to this that connects directly back to Shedeur's situation, even though it's technically about someone else entirely. Harold Fannin Jr., the Browns' standout tight end, spoke about the impact of two rookie weapons, Casey Conception and Denzel Boston, calling out their work ethic and raw ability. He specifically pointed to Boston's ceiling and Conception's speed and ball tracking skills as things that pushed him to work even harder.
Team they were on a lot. We also had Johnny Manziel, but that's high praise, the two rookies, and that's what you got to have. You got to have guys that can go get it done, because for so long they've been ineffective in that area. Ocho, they need play. You got to have playmakers out there. All that other stuff, I know you got to have, but you got to got guys that you can put the ball up and they gonna make plays. Put the ball in his hands and let me go make a difference. Let me be a difference maker.
Yeah, and I think the last time the Cleveland Browns had a difference maker was
Josh for sure.
Gordon. I don't know what year that was. I don't know what year that was, Joe. You ever seen Josh Gordon play, Joe?
Yes.
Oh my God,
he was special.
Boy, he was amazing, boy.
He was special. Hey, I like the fact that he said those young guys make him work harder, bro. You know, when you got good talent, guys who come
Unc
in
and
ready to
Ocho
work,
took that a step further, tying it back to a larger truth about the Browns' offense. For a long time, this roster lacked difference makers at the skill positions, real playmakers, guys you could simply put the ball on and trust to create something out of nothing. That matters enormously for a young quarterback trying to prove himself. Whoever wins this starting job in Cleveland isn't walking into an empty cupboard. There's young talent developing around him, talent that, according to the hosts, could give whichever quarterback earns the reps a real chance to actually make winning football happen. So where does that leave the actual question everyone wants answered? Is Shedeur Sanders falling behind, or is this just the normal, unglamorous process of an NFL rookie finding his footing? Based on everything actually said, it's the second one, with a real catch. Development takes reps. Reps require opportunity. And right now, opportunity is the one thing not fully in his control. That's the uncomfortable truth sitting underneath this story. Nobody on that broadcast said Shedeur Sanders lacks the talent to be a franchise quarterback. What they said is that he needs what every young quarterback needs: time, trust, and snaps to sharpen the parts of his game that can't be taught in a film room. So when you go back to that original question, is this a warning sign or just rookie growing pains? The honest answer is that it's neither dramatic conclusion. It's somewhere in between, and it's still being written. Shedeur Sanders has already shown Cleveland what he can do when the ball is in his hands. Now, the only thing standing between where he is and where he wants to be is exactly what Steve Smith Sr. pointed to in the first place: more reps, more command, more time. Whether the Browns give him that time is the part of this story nobody can predict yet. But one thing is clear: this competition is far from over, and how it plays out could define the next chapter of Cleveland Browns football. If you want to stay ahead of every twist in this quarterback battle before anyone else covers it, hit that subscribe button right now, because this story is just getting started.